Hi, Toya. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Hey girl, I'm excited to be here.
I'm excited to talk to you because I have had, I would call it a privilege to watch you grow and come into your own and really, on social media. You have been doing such a good job.
Dude, that means a lot. That means a lot coming from the goat. So yes, I appreciate you. I mean,
Yeah.
you're low key one of the reasons I am here and I do work in this space. So we'll get to that. But I
Wow.
appreciate you.
Okay.
Yeah.
I am here with Mrs. LaToya Austin. LaToya and I go way back. We go way,
Yes.
way back before we were wives and moms. And so we're talking to her today because a lot of people talk about having the it factor as if only certain people have it. But I
Mhm.
believe that everybody has the it factor. You just really have to tap into what it is. And so that's what we're going to be talking about with Toya here today. So, Toya, for people who may be new to your brand or have not met you before or maybe casually watched you online, can you introduce yourself?
Yes. So I'm LaToya Austin, mom of two, wife to Jarvis Lee, and I am from Atlanta originally. Attended the University of Southern Mississippi where I graduated there, but was made at Dillard University, a great private HBCU. And I work in multifamily marketing, but that's 9 to 5. But all day I am building my family brand, which is Austin Party of Four.
Tell me a little bit about what multifamily marketing is.
Yeah. So all the apartments. I work in on the third party side. So I basically do all of I'm a strategic marketing manager. So in this role, I do a lot of the digital work, the behind the scenes work to make sure that our properties are showing up on whether it's apartments.com or your Google sites. And just driving traffic that way. Before I took this strategic management job, I was a regular regional marketing manager where I was doing all the things creative, social media. I was burnt out. So it's
Mm-hmm.
really nice to just be doing strategy and then being able to create in my own time for myself.
Right. A lot of people who aren't really familiar with the work of like being in marketing, especially on the digital side, they don't realize like it is a lot of work.
A lot of work.
It's a, and usually it's you're doing the work of multiple people. So I can
Yeah,
appreciate how you feel about listen, I'm just doing strategy and I'm happy about it.
absolutely. Just strategy. I don't have to be in the mix. I do get in the weeds a little bit when I
Hmm.
see something that I'm passionate about, especially social media. But I be telling myself like, Toya, that's not your job. I mean, you can give tips, but don't go off the deep end and try to be these
Yeah.
people's social media coach. So yeah,
When you have a passion for it, you really have to pull yourself back. I
absolutely.
can relate to that 100%. So, can you tell us a little bit about how your your background in marketing and doing that type of work for the companies that you've done it for, how has it shaped
Hmm.
you to building your personal brand? Because that's really what the It Files is about, really kind of going behind the scenes of people who have done a great job of with their personal branding and maybe building a business here or there, but mainly just how they
Yeah.
build their brand personally. When I see you, I know mom, I know she loves her husband. She loves her family. She loves the work that she does. That is truly your brand. So how has doing marketing for those companies helped you shape your approach?
Honestly, personal branding is marketing. And I think working in the multifamily space, it basically showed me how people love for people to be authentic. They love to connect with people that they feel like, is like them. Also, I worked on site as like a leasing consultant and I got to meet so many different people. I worked with so many different influencers and I've always had like this bubbly spirit and this outgoing spirit. And before I was doing like social really heavy and just it was my family brand, I was doing hair blogging.
Mhm.
And I think that being a hair blogger and then working and marketing like on site and seeing other people kind of be doing like other things, it kind of sparked something like, okay, there's more out here than just being a hair blogger. And then it also is like working on in marketing for multifamily, you're building other people's brand, like you're building their brand. You
Mhm.
are doing all the things for them. And then you start to get an itch like, okay, if I could do this for them, I could do this for myself. If I can help build this property's social media and they have 1,000 followers at the time, that was a lot, then I could do
Yeah.
that for myself. So it was a driver. And then I was driven to come off site on it marketing wise. Like I was a leasing consultant and I was really good at social media. And I had a mentor who was basically my boss at the time that was like, "Oh, you're good at this. I think you should go work as, our marketing person." I became a marketing captain and I just started applying those skills that I was learning on site to my everyday brand and what I wanted to be perceived as. And I just kind of went from there. So it's helped a lot.
Do you have formal like college education in marketing?
No, well, yes and no. So, my degree is in special ed with a minor in speech language pathology. And then I did go back to get my master's in educational leadership or organizational leadership and marketing. Did I graduate? No, I have not yet.
It's
So,
okay.
like I was like, oh, this is great. But then what happened was I was working as in marketing for multifamily and I was making good money, and the money that they said I would go get with this degree is what I was making. Then I got pregnant, and things just happened, and I just have not gone back to finish that master's in marketing. And honestly, I don't at this rate I don't need it.
That's what I love about these fields is that if you can rather learn those
Hmm.
skills, get in there, get some real practical experience, you can be successful.
Exactly. And then honestly, this field is not about what you know. Sometimes it's about who you know. It's
Mhm.
really about who you know and how you can pivot and just put yourself out there. So I'm grateful for that. But there's an itch every May and people are graduating. I'm like, girl, if you
You
don't go
got
back and finish
FOMO?
them 2 classes, if you don't go back and finish them classes, but then I'm also like, baby, I don't need another bill.
Yeah.
I don't need
And
another no student
it's
debt.
it's that thing like it's an American culture. It's in our culture to go and get these degrees, and it makes you
Yep.
feel like for some reason you're more legit or whatever. And girl, don't go back to school. I'm
You
giving
ain't
you.
gotta tell me twice.
So I want to get into. I recall your son going viral at the pool, and I want to talk about that a little bit. Like a lot of people, they dream of going viral on social media, and I know it
Child.
wasn't technically you, but it was your son. Can you talk a little bit about that moment?
Yeah, so it's so funny. That is when people ask about viral content, that was one of the most viral pieces of content. And honestly, it hadn't stopped since then. But we were basically at a partnership for the pool that, we had got this partnership and they wanted us to do this small class. And they were putting us on the news and how we were in the smack dab of COVID, of how they were doing, COVID and how they were taking precautions. And honestly, I've always been the first thing. I've always had my phone out, my camera out. I'm always capturing the moment, even when people didn't like it. And honestly, it was an honest day of just capturing behind the scenes of what was happening. And just so happened they're in the pool, and the little girl that Emma, who was with them, the teacher is pouring water on each of them, and it gets to her, and she hops out the pool, and behind the scenes, I'm saying like, oh, she said, oh, not my hair. I posted and then I can't remember the other platform, but Fro Babies, she reached out to me and was like, Kanika was like, can I repost this? And I'm like, sure. And it just went crazy. I mean, I should have quit my job then because Miss Tina, Beyonce mama even reposted it. We had so many, not only reposts, but people did like voiceovers. Kerwin did a voiceover, all the celebrities. I mean, it was so funny. It was so great. And it happened so fast. That actually led to the little girl in the middle of the pandemic being on the Kelly Clarkson show. And that
Oh,
was I was very proud of that because that was content that I owned. That's content that I shot. So I was also very excited because that was an opportunity for that family. And no, we didn't get to go be on the Kelly Clarkson show, but at the end of the day, that content had my name on it.
Right.
So that's all that mattered to me.
Right.
Yeah.
Listen, congratulations again on that.
Yes.
That's crazy. So I'm sorry, I had it wrong about it being like your son's viral moment. But I love the piece about ownership. Like that is
Mm-hmm.
also a huge deal in this content creating space. What from that moment have you learned? Like aside from it being like this great thing and it spurred other opportunities, what were some of the things that you learned from that?
Well, I learned that everybody on the internet is not nice.
Yes.
Tell you that. I mean, like, there's just the internet can be really cruel. Not that they were cruel to the kids, or there was one other kid that was in the video, and people were just saying crazy stuff. There's a miserable people who go online. But I also learned that this is a lucrative. That's when I learned that this is a lucrative business, and
Hmm.
you cannot give your name away for free.
Right.
People will take advantage of you. I learned that everybody wants a little slice of the pie. Like, like I said, it had my name on it, but there were instances where there were so many people reaching out to me, asking me to buy the content, to own the
Hmm.
content, to sell the content. And that's when I learned, like, oh, you need to read these contracts.
Hmm.
Like once you give up X, Y, and Z, this no longer belongs to you, and they can do whatever they want with it. So, and then that honestly like pushed me to keep going. Like this was a very simple moment that I didn't even have to work hard for. I was just being me. He was being him, and the little girl Emma was being her.
Hmm.
It wasn't every day. So that's when I realized, okay, people like this everyday life type of thing. Let's, keep going there. So
Were you able to monetize it?
yes. So
Oh,
what's crazy is
good.
we were already doing a partnership with the pool. So Micah was learning, having swim lessons, and they offered Jar's swim lessons, adult swim lessons, because he's from Chicago by way of Mississippi. He can't swim, or he could not swim. Having a young child, it was important. Like you need to be able to get there and save him.
Right.
So we pitched. They reached out to us, and we had pitched adult swim lessons and child swim lessons, but not offer just that. Instagram wasn't paying a whole bunch then, but I was pitching the video to other brands, like these are the numbers that we're bringing in, this, that, and the third, and that helped us grow other ways, and getting other partnerships. And mind you, we were in the smack dab in the middle of a pandemic, and Jarvis and I were both unemployed at the time, and I don't know if anybody knew that. I had been furloughed, and then Jars had been furloughed, and then after the furlough, they called and basically eliminated all of our marketing jobs at where I was at the time.
Hmm.
And I mean, we had lots of blessings flowing at the time. The school that Gavin went to let him go for free because that's who I was doing marketing for. I was doing marketing for their head corporation. I mean, unemployment was rolling in, and they was giving
Hmm.
folks food stamps, and we was happy about that. So, the blessings was flowing. It all just worked out. It opened a lot of doors.
I love that. I have one more question and then I'm gonna move on. Did
Yeah.
you face any type of like issues or backlash from any other of the parents of the other kids that were in the video?
No, they were, of course, one was on the Kelly Clarkson show. There was one other kid, and I never heard. I mean, besides, we had a few more events with them, and they thought it was like so great that that it was going viral. So we thankfully we did not, because it could have
Good,
went a
good.
different way.
With your roles, I guess 9 to 5 roles, and then like what you're doing independently for yourself, how do you maintain your consistency? Because
Oh,
I'm gonna tell you, my prayer every morning, Lord, help me manage my schedule. Like
oh,
I have a million projects going on. It's a billion things I want to do. Got 3 kids. I really struggle with consistency. That has
same.
always been like my Achilles heel. How do you manage that?
I try to do the things that I love first, the things that fill my cup. I try to just be consistent doing those, because as soon as I'm not filling my cup, I hit depression. Like I
Hmm.
know when I start to get really depressed when I'm not doing things that I like to do. And honestly, I have a great partner. Jarvis is great and he does a lot. So I think that helps me be able to pick up and be consistent in certain things. I think money is a driver too. I hate to say it. Money is a driver. And I think that when I have a client or something on and it's like, okay, is this amount of money? I got 2 kids. This, that, and the third needs to be done. Like, I gotta get it done. You know what I'm saying? So I'm constantly pushing myself that way, but I'm not as consistent as I would love to be, like, at all. I pray every day as well. Like, Lord, give me the tools, please, to manage my time. And especially having a 9 to 5 that can be very, strenuous as well. It's hard to be consistent across the board. So
Yeah, and I don't know if there's like a magic thing for that. Like I am trying some of everything. Now what has helped me a lot is like some of my tools that I'm using. Like I love Notion. My whole life is in Notion.
I'm thinking about getting that, but I be seeing the thing and I'm like, I'm gonna try that one day.
So let's pivot just a little bit. Your brand collaboration.
Yes.
What has been your favorite collaboration thus far?
Favorite collaboration? Goodness. I want to say the Atlanta Swim Academy had to be one of my favorite because one, neither Jars or Micah could swim. And of course that opened a lot of extra doors. And then, oh my goodness, there's been so many, but another one would be just working with Essence would be another one. I say brand collaboration because I worked with B. Bryant Productions as basically like an assistant production manager on for Essence Fest, and that falls under my She's the Moment Media brand. And it's a job, but it's also a brand partnership. And that has been, it's been 2 years in a row, and that has been the ultimate blessing because I'm working, but I'm also getting personal content. So it has been, that has been one of my best partnerships, honestly.
And so when you're doing that, what's like your workflow for that? Like being there, I'm working on set as this content producer, but I also want content for myself. Yes. Like how do you do? Because I got a gig coming up next week, and I've been thinking like, "Ooh, this is amazing personal content," but I'm really there for the job. So what's your workflow for that?
So for that, I always think about how can I bring my audience into this? So it's like, okay, they want to see behind the scenes stuff. They want to see what I'm doing for work that weekend. Essence is huge. It's a 3-day weekend. I also make sure it's okay with the brand partner first. What can I share that I know this is going to be, I'm filming this for Essence. I'm filming this for B. Bryant Production. They own this. But this other stuff that I'm filming is for me. So I take priority in filming their stuff first and then filming what I know my audience would love to see. And sometimes it's some of the same stuff, but of course I'm going to hand that content over to B. Bryant, and he's going to hand it over to Essence, and they're going to tweak it however they need. But then there's my content that I know they want to see who's out there. They want to see what brands are giving away what, or exactly what I'm doing, So I kind of map it out. I use ChatGPT before I leave, and I put my own shot list together. This is the stuff that I want to capture for myself. To the point where B. Bryant is like, okay, can you capture me some content? Because at this rate, he's working, he's moving, so then it becomes like, okay, now this is 3 contracts that I'm working. Right. So it's been one of the most like blessed opportunities that I've had in this space, to be honest.
I love that for you. You so deserve it.
Yes, really, thank you, girl. Do. Thank you.
As we come to a close, I do want to talk about the family aspect of it.
Yes.
It's so obvious that you have a supportive family, not just Jaris, but your parents and your friend circle. You have a lot of support around you. Being a mom, I don't know if people understand like how difficult sometimes it is to have your children online or have them in content and stuff like that. Have you all like set boundaries when it comes to that? That's something I'm still working through, right?
Yeah.
Like my sons want to be YouTubers. Like they tell people, girl, we was at the doctor, they told the doctor, we're YouTubers. Like they want to do it so bad, and I have been just holding back and holding back. And I'm inspired when I see you and you're showing your children, and I know that there's a right way to do it. But like you said before, people are mean. The internet is mean. Every day you go on thread, somebody's talking about parents and influencers and things like that. So can you talk about like how you navigate that space and any boundaries, that you have when it comes to like your kids and your family online?
Honestly, I'm still learning. I'm still learning a lot in this space. I think because I was so open and I've been always so open, it came natural to just like show everything. You know me. I've been told all my business. And I'm learning to not to give some to leave some things questionable. It's okay if people have questions that don't have answers. They don't need to know everything. Me and Jars have this joke that if we fall off a little bit from like posting, because we did at one point, people were like, oh shoot, what's going on over there? Like, oh, Toya and Jars. That's how you know that I be telling everybody everything. So as I've gotten older, as I've had more kids, we've set boundaries to like, okay, we're not going to share all of this. I may share a tidbit, but I'm going to share what I think people can relate to. You don't see all the downs and you don't see all the ups. And we know that social can be one of those things where it's just, everything that's going well. And I think I thrive on showing people that everything, but all the things that's not going right as well, including the lives of my kids. We haven't gotten a whole bunch of like mean people from, from our kid content. But we try to protect them as much as we can by curating content we know is not going to bring, hate, harm, those things. I've gotten better at not filming or posting like where I am at certain times. Poor Jars, when he moved here, he could not go nowhere because I'm from Atlanta. I'm from Cobb County. We moved back to my home city, and he couldn't even go to the mall. People were like, "Aren't you Toya's?"
Yeah, girl, you done made him a celebrity.
Listen, people are literally like, "I love your husband. I've never met him, but I feel like he's my friend." I think they were somewhere like a few months back, and Doris said somebody walked up and was like, "You're Micah, like your mama is Toya, like, oh, y'all Austin Party of 4." And it's great, but it's also a little creepy sometimes.
It is super creepy.
It could be creepy,
but you
sometimes.
You get it.
But I get it. And Micah wants to be a YouTuber, really bad. And we've been working on it. We actually just did like a full vlog, and I am scared to let him take the reins on YouTube, because I know how YouTube has affected him and the difference between what's real life and what is YouTube. And he has not quite grasped that yet. We live a good life. I think the boy don't think we live a good life.
No.
Because of YouTube. We don't have a pool, apparently. We don't have a backyard pool. We don't drive a Corvette.
Girl, that could be a totally different conversation. I was talking to Mason before I left, because I watched the creators and the families that they watch with them. And because I'm looking at it like, we could, like, we're everywhere we go, people say the same thing, like, we should be doing this. But it's just I am terrified. Like, girl, I'm terrified. I did Marley a demo stream. We did that earlier this week. Like, I set the camera up, gave him his microphone, and I was like, look, do what you would do if you went live playing your game. Girl, he did so good. And I'm just like, I don't want my fears to hold my children back, because this is new. This is the world that they're going to be in. Like, it's normal to them. So, maybe we need to get offline and kind of talk about that. But I love, like, we got some budding YouTubers and they get it honest. I
Yes,
mean,
they do. Even Gavin, he's 3 and he'd be like, "Hi guys." Sir, where did you get that? But he gets it from his mama. And
yep. Who's your audience?
Jarvis isn't a creative. He wouldn't consider himself a creative, but we've grown to, my followers aren't there for me. They're there for Jarvis and them kids. They're there for the Austin boys. I am just the one that's curating the content at this point.
Yes, you're the camera woman at this point. Do you feel pressure about, like, your audience being that invested, you know, in your family?
Sometimes, because I'm like, this is my platform. Honestly, I caught myself being like, okay, y'all, they don't care about me, they care about y'all, you know. But I leaned into that, like, okay, they want more Jars, they want more, you know, us together, the kids, you know. But it is because when I'm in a space by myself, I want people to know that I'm more than a mom, I'm more than a wife, and I can't live in that light when all they see online is me and them kids and my husband. You know what I'm saying? So even at Essence, I text Jarvis and I was like, I wish that I was a little more outgoing. And I know that took back for him, because he was like, "You are outgoing. What do you mean? Like, when you walk in a room, you demand attention. Like, you look important." You know, people were saying that. And I didn't feel that. I felt small. I felt like I'm not doing enough, you know? And I'm like, okay, I'm leaning on my family at this rate. But then I have to remember, like, because that's the content that I'm putting out. So, you know, if I want to switch it up, I got to come from behind the camera.
That is so insightful. That's so insightful, because you hear about, like, imposter syndrome, but sometimes we do kind of put ourselves in those boxes. Not saying that you put yourself in a box, but I get what you mean when if this has been my brand, what does it look like when it's just me? You know, can those two, I guess, point of views kind of, you know, coincide? So that leads me to my last question. And I know you've mentioned your She's the Moment media and blogging and all of that great stuff, potentially working with Essence again. What is next for you? Like, what is next for Austin Party of Four? You talked about establishing your family brand. What's next for you, and how do you see things evolving in the next year or so?
Honestly, we gotta take our talents to YouTube. I have been working harder on being consistent with trying to create our space on YouTube. Instagram is great. And Facebook has been great, but the business is on YouTube. And I think we have all agreed that we can do this and we can film our everyday life. We just have to stay true to ourselves. With She's the Moment Media, honestly, we are working on more partnerships. We've been doing weddings. That is really the bulk of it has been weddings and events. Just getting the behind the scenes, all the stuff that your videographer or photographer is not going to get. It's not to replace them, but it's really to give you that instant satisfaction and gratification for online. Remember back in the day when you were getting married, didn't nobody want you to have a phone at their wedding? Now it's like,
all in the basket.
Exactly. If it's not online, if it didn't make you Instagram, it didn't happen. Like, everybody wants the transitions and all the things, and that's where I come in. And my sister recently picked up a camera a few months ago, and she's just blown up and taken off. And we've basically joined forces, Be Lit Media and She's the Moment Media, to basically bring, like, this behind the scenes business to brides. And we've done events, and we've done baby showers and weddings. So we have a lot of weddings lined up. And yeah, I'm hoping to continue to build She's the Moment Media, and, you know, have that for my kids, honestly.
Thank you so much for your time. This has been really insightful, Toya. Like I said before, just watching you kind of come into your own, your family has grown. It is such a beautiful thing to see. When I was preparing for it, I was thinking back to our USM days, and I'm like, she has it, like, they are married now. They got these kids. They're doing their thing. They're successful. I love it. I love it. I am inspired by you, and I'm so happy that you allowed
Thank
me
you,
to
girl.
speak with you today.
I mean, thank you. And that really means a lot. But I mean, same to you. Like, I was really happy to see you come back online and just own the space, because honestly, I was blogging, but I wasn't blogging until I met you.
Yeah.
Like, as far as media, you put me in the game of, just watching you, letting me come with you to the clubs and out and interview folks, and really just showing me the behind the scenes of media and blogging and digital work, because back then digital work was not really what people were doing or thinking about.
Mm-hmm.
You were way ahead of the time. And we was up there setting up cameras, doing our hair.
Girl, we was doing it.
And
Girl,
we was
those were the
doing it all.
days.
Those were the days. It seems so simple, but I think those were the foundations that I needed to know that, like, to help build my confidence, because I wasn't always confident in my hair. I wasn't always confident in the things that I was doing. And I'll never forget when I left Hattiesburg and I came home. The reason I started was it Forever Natural was from your blog. You were seriously blogging, and I was calling myself a blogger, but I didn't have a blog for real. So I started that blog, and you set the foundation for that. And I tell everybody that all the time. So when you came back online from your hiatus, I was like, yes, Jessica, come on back.
Yes,
Because
girl,
you
I'm
were
trying to get back.
the it girl. Okay.
Like, thank you.
Yes.
I'm trying to get back. Like, it is really a journey. Like, it's a journey to be. For me, I've had like those ups and downs.
Yeah.
Doing all this stuff, becoming a mom, and like, girl, it just changed everything.
It does.
Like, in so many ways. And now I'm trying to get back to me. And I still deal with my, like, do I really want to put? For me, it's more like, now I'm scared. I didn't used to be scared. Now, for some reason, I'm scared.
The internet has changed a lot.
It has.
Yeah.
It has. It's a lot of people, like, they say things they would never say in person. So I think if I could just get past that, I could recapture, some of those things. So I'm working on it. This is something that I'm doing to kind of get me warmed back up to, being out there. And really talking to you today has it has grounded me a little bit. Like, let me get back to my why. Because, when you have a passion for this, it's hard to not do it.
Absolutely.
Like, it's hard
to find a way.
You find a way. And so, like, this has really inspired me to just, be thoughtful, but not be so scared to just do what I'm doing anyway, doing it out loud.
Yeah, because I have turned down so many of these opportunities to talk podcasts, or because I've just been scared. I'm a talker, and my ADHD is a little crazy too. So when you ask, I'm like, okay, absolutely, because this is natural for me. And I thrive on natural connections, authentic connections. It's hard for me to get up in front of somebody and just give them straight little answers and go about my business. I'm not that type of person. So this has helped me prepare myself for whatever is next. Y'all call me back now. I'm ready.
Yes, call her back. Can you tell everybody how they can find you? And whatever it is you might want to tell them, and let them know to be on the lookout for.
Yeah, so follow us on Austin Party of 4 on Instagram. She's the moment.media on Instagram, and LaToya Austin is my name. You can look us up on Facebook. And then future, you never know, we might start a podcast. Kicking It with the Austins vlogs is our YouTube, and that's Kicking It with the Austin vlogs. All that is one word. And now that we have like 5,000 subscribers, we're like, okay, we owe y'all to post some things. So
post that content, girl.
We'll start posting some stuff soon. So yes.
Well, thank you so much, y'all. Thank you for watching. Make sure you are subscribed to my channel. Make sure you subscribe to Toya everywhere she is on the internet. And I'll see y'all in the next episode. Thank you, Toya.
No, thank you, girl. This was so good.